What if I told you that, okay, it's actually not that type of video. All right, I'm sorry. I had a funny, man. I had to make a joke. So check this out. Shaquille O'Neal, he's one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball. That's a fact. I'm not sure that's negotiable. As it stands, Shaq says a lot of really dumb stuff. I'm not sure why he says the dumb stuff that he says. A lot of it is unprovoked. I love Shaq. Again, one of my favorite players to ever play. I think he's the best big man to ever do it. Actually, let me rephrase. He's the best big man that I ever had the pleasure to watch. I can go back and I could watch Jabbar highlights. I could watch Wilt highlights, but those are exactly what they are. They're highlights. I'm not going to go back and probably watch a full season of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shooting hook shots and dominating his competition, even though that sounds like a blast. Actually, maybe I'll do that. That's actually fun. Okay, so I'm going to do that in the future. But you guys understand what I'm saying. I didn't watch those earlier guys play, so it's not fair for me to judge them. I could probably put together a self-highlight tape that would make you guys think I should have been NBA bound, and no, I'm not joking. I'm not going to lie, some of the stuff Shaq says, it actually disappoints me and makes me pretty mad, especially considering he was such a fun basketball player while he was in the NBA. I mean, this guy's personality could drive the entire NBA. That's how fun Shaq was. Unfortunately, I wish the NBA had more personalities like Shaq. I mean, the closest thing we have now is Joel Embiid. This guy's hilarious, but he's got a lot of haters. I guess it comes with the territory. So the fun thing is you don't have to agree with everything everybody says, and you can still like a player even though you disagree, or like a person even though you disagree with what they say, or maybe what they say upsets you. So before we go any further, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another Get Like Coop video, and that's facts. Guys, check it out. Do me a giant favor right now. Go ahead and drop a like on this video. It helps out a ton, way more than you think. It tells YouTube you like my content, and it also helps me grow. Lastly, guys, be sure to follow my stream. I'm getting ready for next gen. I'm a dog on 2K. You guys already know what it is. 80+ win percentage. We have a lot of fun in the streams. We talk basketball. Also, if you like football, be sure to check out my NFL channel. The link will be in the description below. Okay, so let's start off with the first and unfortunately the least controversial thing Shaq has said. The reason I say unfortunately the least controversial is because I think a lot of people do think the Clippers should go ahead and trade Paul George. Me personally, I think Paul George is still a great player. I think he didn't have his best season, and I think there's a lot of room to grow going forward for Paul George. Shaq said you gotta use George to get two solid players because I need Kawhi to be the man. When Kawhi was with Toronto, he knew he was the man. Everybody knew he was the man. Now you got one guy that thinks he's the man. I don't think that's true. I think I saw George defer a lot this season. I know a lot of reports are coming out that are saying negative things about George, but I think the Clippers as a whole were very dysfunctional, and I do think they did need a leader. Now, that's not to say George couldn't be better, because we all remember the way the season ended for the Los Angeles Clippers, but it wasn't solely Paul George's fault. As a matter of fact, Paul George is a season removed from averaging 28 points per game and looking like an MVP candidate alongside Russell Westbrook, who people also really dislike now. The Thunder system was very disgusting. Paul George being able to put up MVP numbers, look like an MVP and a two-way player while playing for the Thunder should not be forgotten about. I think a new coach for the Clippers is going to be good. I look forward to them load managing less. Work on building that chemistry with your team while you can. You actually want to know how ridiculous the Paul George hate has gotten at this point? So Paul George talks about his 2K rating with Ronnie 2K. Ronnie announces Paul George is an 88, but Paul George takes it very humbly and says, I'm going to be training very hard going into next season, which I don't doubt. If the whole world was on me the way they were on George, yeah, I'm taking things to another level the following season. But George says he's training very hard going into next season, and he also says, I'm going to predict that I'm going to be a 95. 2K22, I'll be like a 96. Perkins sees this, he says this.
Well, first of all, why are we talking about ratings? Why is PG even talking about ratings? You don't hear Anthony Davis talking about NBA 2K ratings. He's worried about championships.
And at this point, all I could do is shake my head. What was Kendrick Perkins' average rating in 2K? Actually, maybe I'm proving his point. Maybe he doesn't care, but I don't think Paul George really cared either. I think it was just like an interview to prop up 2K or something, you know? Let me know what you guys think about this situation down in the comments below. All right, so we move on to Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard, a rivalry that has gone on for far too long. Now, in case you guys have forgotten, Shaq is no stranger to beef. One of Shaq's most recent beefs was with JaVale McGee, which I don't fault JaVale McGee for at all. You can only be the end of a joke for so long before things get a little personal and you become a little annoyed. You guys remember Shaq's segment on TNT, Shaq and a Fool? I'm not going to say anymore. Now, the Shaq and Dwight beef has been going on again for quite some time. The beef between O'Neal and Howard started when Dwight put on a Superman costume in the 2008 dunk contest. I'm not making this up. This is actually a thing that happened. Shaq pretty much viewed this as Dwight stealing his persona and maybe Dwight trying to be bigger and better than Shaquille O'Neal. Hey, I don't really know. I thought Dwight did a really great thing coming into this season, and I thought he was incredibly humble. You know, maybe that's the word of the video, humble. But, you know, I thought Dwight really had a major change in his character. I felt like he had a major breakthrough, and it was big for him because he was now somebody that was accountable and now somebody that truly wanted to be great at the highest level. This season, I'll say it, Dwight Howard achieved greatness. He proved everybody, not everybody, but a majority of people wrong that had doubted him. He took a contract with the Lakers that a lot of NBA players wouldn't have taken. That was pretty much a prove-it contract, and he proved it every step of the way. And now he has a championship to show for it. It's an amazing story that's not over yet. But I guess Shaq didn't like it. I guess he didn't like the story. He didn't care for it. Or maybe Shaq's just still being petty for some reason. So I'm going to show you guys what Dwight did on IG, and then I'm going to show you Shaq's response. Let's get it.
Everybody out there, don't ever give up on us. Don't give up on your dreams. You can do it. I swear, just keep fighting. I swear to God, don't ever give up on yourself, man.
You know what I don't like as a player, though?
What's that?
So a lot of players on their little Instagram bragging like they were the reason they got the championship. I ain't gonna say no names.
There was a lot of that going on.
I ain't gonna say no names.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Sit your ass down. You didn't do nothing. Stop it.
But I already know who you're talking about.
You know it too.
I know you know who I'm talking about. Stop it.
There
Front runner,
by the way,
bandwagon jumper. Stop it. Post one pick and sit your ass down.
by the way, Lakers front office.
Follow your dreams, and I can't
Stop it.
You ain't do nothing.
Seriously.
Oh, wait a minute now.
So my immediate thought is, dang, that's kind of haterish from Shaq. But I mean, come on, Shaq. What did Dwight really do to you? Like, there's just no need. Like, even if you don't agree with the championship, I don't even know why you wouldn't agree with it, to be honest with you. And to call him a bandwagoner or a front runner, kind of ridiculous considering you were on 3 teams in like 3 years to finish your career. And I would say, I feel like Dwight had a great role with the Los Angeles Lakers. To say he didn't do anything, you're wrong for that. At the end of the day, maybe Shaq is just upset that the main joke that he used on Dwight Howard, he really can't use anymore. I mean, Dwight has a ring. He's got some hardware now. And again, props to Dwight. Let me know what you guys think of this whole situation down in the comments below. I'm Get Like Coop. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.